Hello everybody, it's great to be back with another video finally. As many of you know, I've been absent due to a big move I made from America to Germany. And while I'd like to say that I'm all settled in now and it's business as usual again, unfortunately that's not the case. Finding an apartment in Germany is next to impossible, and that's if you're a resident here already. For someone like me coming over, trying to make their initial residence, it's even worse. There's a lot of catch-22 involved. Part of that is a legal requirement to register your current address within 2 weeks after you move in there. Thing is, for foreigners like me, I have to put in an appointment request to register my address online. Well, I did that almost 2 months ago, and I'm still waiting to hear from the city office for an appointment date. And right now it is highly questionable whether I will be able to complete the required process for getting a residence permit before my 90-day visa-free period expires at the end of this month. But not to worry, we've got a backup plan which involves seeking political asylum in Albania. Just kidding. But we do have a plan, although I'm not going to go into that now because, as I've learned from this experience, the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. So, enough about that. I'd just rather talk about stamps. First off, many of you know probably that I have an online stamp store on HipStamp. And while I've always included a link to my store in the description below the videos, I've never talked about it in a video. And there's a couple of reasons for that. First is that I don't want my channel to be an advertisement for my store. The purpose of my channel is to talk about stamps. And another thing is that due to UPU regulations and the United States Postal Service regulations regarding the mailing of any type of merchandise, no matter how trivial in value it is, I am unable to mail postage stamps overseas unless it's at the package rate. The UPU regulations say you cannot mail them by first class letter. So to mail even the least valuable postage stamp by a package rate would require me to charge $15. And I can't do that with a clear conscience. So I had to close my store to international sales. I can only sell to US customers. And since many of my viewers here are international, outside of the US, I didn't want to be plugging my store and not have my viewers be able to, go there. Well, I'm happy to say that after coming to Germany, I found out that Germany does not have that same requirement. And since I myself am under no legal obligation to UPU, I follow the Deutsche Post regulations. And I have now opened up my store to international sales. And here is my store. And it's already made quite a difference in my sales, as I have had sales to customers in Canada, France, Lithuania, UK, and even Croatia. So I thank all of my international viewers who may have discovered my store and are ordering from me. And while I will continue to put the link to my store in the description below each video, I will now resume not talking about my store in videos anymore. Right now I'd like to take just a brief moment to talk a little about the IPDA, the Internet Philatelic Dealers Association. You've heard me talk a little bit about it in the past, but the IPDA is a organization of stamp dealers dedicated to the ethical and honest selling of postage stamps on the internet. All the member dealers agree to abide by the IPDA's Code of Ethics and to follow the IPDA's guidelines for best practices in listing their stamps and selling them and providing customer service. Incidentally, I am also a director on the board of the IPDA. And recently, we revamped our website and have opened up some of it to the public. And that includes making the latest issue of the IPDA newsletter available to either read online or download. And again, incidentally, I happen to be the editor of the newsletter, which is neither here nor there. But our newsletter contains articles and other information that the general collector will find useful, I hope. And besides the newsletter, we've got a list of all our member dealers available. We have profiles available of all our dealers, so you know what they deal in, and you can find a dealer that caters to your own particular needs. And then you'll be able to click on a link to their store, their website. Although right now there's a little glitch and the links are not available, so hopefully that'll be fixed soon. And then we have a section of the website called Collector's Corner that is also open to the public. And there we are posting articles that are of general interest to stamp collectors on various topics, such as the use of stamp catalogs and what are good stamp listing guidelines for dealers and what collectors should look for in stamp listings. We've got a few articles up now, and we continue to add more. So check back often and see what's new. A lot of you, I'm sure, are members of various stamp forums. One stamp forum, which I belong to, and which I'm sure many of you either do or did in the past, is StampArama. Now, StampArama was a free website until they went to a paid subscription model, and that is just simply because there are expenses involved in running the website, and they just needed some help from the membership to pay the bills. Now, of course, when they went to a paid membership model, many members dropped out. There's too much free content on the internet available that they didn't feel it necessary to have to pay for membership in a stamp club. Well, since then, circumstances have changed, including the StampArama being granted nonprofit status, and they have since dropped the membership fees again. So registering on StampArama is completely free again. And if you are not familiar with StampArama, let me just give you a brief tour. StampArama, like I said, it's a stamp forum, and there is a discussion board. And it's a quite lively one, and quite friendly, I might add, unlike some. Now, they also have a auction area. And here's the menu for the auctions, showing all the different areas and how many items are for sale in each area. So, for example, there's 150 in the British Commonwealth area. And while most there are some dealers who sell on the auctions at basically dealer prices, the vast majority are just regular collectors. The members of StampArama are just regular collectors, just selling them at very reasonable prices. You can find many great bargains on these in these auctions. And then another area that they have is called approvals. Again, you get a menu showing which areas are available and how many books of approvals there are containing those stamps from that area. And then you'll see the list of the countries available and which seller has books with those stamps. So here we have Netherlands. From the member Perfin 2. There's 12 pages in this book and only 5% of them are sold. So there's a good selection still available in this book. And you look and there's Perfin 2. And we go to the first page of the book and you'll be presented with this page of stamps. Oh look, she's a IPDA member too, so you can buy with confidence. Every stamp on this page is 10 cents and they're all numbered, so you find the stamp you're interested in. Down below it tells you which stamps are still available. This number 16 is already sold, but every other stamp, so 16 is sold. Everything else is still available for 8 cents each. If there's nothing you like, then you can just click on purchase, confirm the purchase, or cancel in this case. When you're done, just go on to the next page. Each stamp on this page is 10 cents each. Generally speaking, the members will put cheaper items in front and the more expensive ones on the last pages, such as here. This one's $2.80, but it is sold out. The page is sold out. Down here it says number 1 is sold already. And you'll notice there she has included the catalog numbers. Go to the previous page and these are all available at $1.70 each. Like I said, she's included the catalog numbers and their condition, mint never hinged. The previous page, this one's still available for 56 cents, number 145 used. So that's the StampArama website. If you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to. It is a great little stamp forum and a great place to fill in holes in your stamp collection. And finally, I'd like to tell you about my latest project, which is my blog. You can find that at tedtalkstamps.com. Now, I actually set up this blog well over a year ago, but between trying to figure out WordPress and coming up with time to actually work on it, it kind of just laid there stagnant for forever. So I just recently got back into it again, and I've got it basically set up and ready to go. I've got one post on it right now, and what the blog is, it'll be original articles on stamps and stamp sets, as well as just kind of making posts summarizing some of my videos already and posting images of all the stamps featured in the videos. Like I said, I've got one post already, and it's on the New Zealand 1920 World War I victory set, which caused quite a stir among collectors, among the press in New Zealand, and even caused some grief with Australia Post. Why? Well, head on over to the Post and find out why. So that about wraps up this episode. Before I go, though, I'd like to give a shout out to one of my viewers, Charney, who goes by the name Great Stamp Adventure. October 1st was International Postcard Day, and I got a postcard from the Great Stamp Adventure. It was franked by three nice New Zealand pictorials, and this kiwi. So I thank the Great Stamp Adventure. Thank you, Charney, for the postcard. It's very much appreciated. I was very surprised to find that in my mailbox. So thank you very much for your patience in waiting for this newest video. I will have another one up real soon. I've got a couple already in the works, and it won't be quite as long between videos now. So until then, this is Ted the Talking Stamp Collector, wishing you all happy stamping.